The fabulous 5-day citywide Las Vegas sale is what we are covering in today's video. The sale that is going on now through Friday, September 26th is what the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority thinks is going to bring tourists back to Las Vegas. We have seen a decline in the number of visitors in Las Vegas since the beginning of the year, with July showing a 12% decrease over July of last year. But up until this point, the casinos are kind of like, we're good. But I think the numbers and the fact that they're having the citywide sale clearly shows that the numbers are down and there's some trouble in Las Vegas. So my question is this fabulous sale going to be enough? Las Vegas has always been known for value, and lately people just feel like they are getting priced out and they are not seeing that value. So I really want to see, is this fabulous? Let's take a look. If I go to visitlasvegas.com, the sale will pop right up. Now it shows that over 100 deals are available. So then just go ahead and click book now and you can see what type of deals are here. You're gonna notice a lot of hotel deals in here. Now some of them will just be a straight percentage off. Some of them will have food and beverage credit in lieu of maybe paying a resort fee. So there's a lot going on at all these different properties. I wanna take a little bit of a closer look at some of them. So let's check out MGM properties first. MGM has everything right on their website. So there's one that has 25% off and $100 in daily food and beverage credit, and another one that has up to 50% off room rates. But be sure to log in with your player's card or get one if you don't have one, because that gives you an additional 10% off. So 35% or 60% off. Be sure to click on the one that says book with the member rate so that way you see the lowest rates. For the offer that is up to 60% off, not all of these properties do apply. The upper tier properties are not included in here. So for the sake of this exercise, we are going to go and use Excalibur, because Excalibur is the cheapest of the hotels in Las Vegas for MGM properties. So we're gonna go ahead and select that. And then I can see here that there are dates available for $4 a night. Not all the dates are available that cheaply, so you gotta look at the dates, but find something that works for you, if it works for your schedule and it looks cheap enough. And yeah, this is not including your resort fee, but as you can see, you're gonna pay $98 total for the room for 2 nights. But let's also go ahead and take a look at one of the more expensive hotels. So Mandalay Bay. If I look on here, I'm not gonna find as many dates available that are at the lower rates. So you're gonna have a little bit more of a tough time finding dates that are super cheap. There are some dates that are super cheap though. Look, $20 a night. You do have to add the resort fees and the tax, but it's still cheap. So take a look around the calendar and play around with this if you're trying to find the perfect deal. Okay, now let's look at the other deal that they're offering that includes $100 in daily food and beverage credit. Of course, click on the one for member rates and then come in here and you will see that it's only these properties that are available. So Bellagio, Aria, Cosmo, and Vdara. For the sake of this, we're gonna do Vdara because Vdara is the cheapest of these here. You're not gonna find a whole lot of dates in here that are gonna be super cheap, but you will find some. And so if you're willing to be flexible with your dates, here's $77 a night. So I'm clicking 2 nights. And if I go in here, I can see what the total rate will be. Let me go ahead and click on the select room. And then I can see here that my total, all in with everything, is $264, but I'm also gonna get $100 a day in food and beverage credit. So that comes out to only $64 for 2 nights at Vdara, which has really nice rooms. So it could be worth it, but again, you're gonna be looking at these dates and you're not gonna find many opportunities to get the cheap rates. So if I go back to the visitlasvegas.com, I can see that Caesars Palace is offering basically a resort fee match. So basically you get your resort fee back by way of dining credit. But if I go into the website here, and it does have, Las Vegas specials for these dates only, and I'm just gonna pick some random dates because you don't have that calendar option, at least in this view. So I'm basically seeing all of the different Caesars properties in Vegas on this view, and I can scroll down. I'm seeing semi-annual sale for everything with the original rates crossed off, showing what the rates are for this special. But if I click on Caesars Palace here, I don't see anything referenced about this 5-day sale. I see nothing about getting your resort credit, basically for the $55 resort fee. There's nothing that's referencing it at all. I really don't think that Caesars is doing a very good job in advertising this particular special. But the cool thing is I can go and look at some of these properties and I feel like I am getting a pretty good deal, especially like here's Harrah's. It's pretty cheap, and this is not using my rewards card or anything. This is just based on whatever sale that they have going on. And interestingly, if I go to Caesar's main website, I don't see anything referencing the fabulous 5-day sale. They are really pointing out their Caesars 300. This is something that they announced prior to this sale, and I think they kind of wanted to get a jump start. We'll talk about it a little bit later. Another popular resort is Venetian and Palazzo. Now this offers up to 33% off rates, and you get a $50 cocktail credit. But let's see what that actually means. So here they actually list out where you can use the cocktail credit and what dates are available. It's really not much, but let's go ahead and take a look. And I do like that on here, when you get in here, the calendar does show what dates are available, so you don't have to try to guess. So if I go in here and just click a couple of dates, let's just take a look at the pricing. And you will notice that basically every deal that you're gonna see on this fabulous 5-day sale is for weekday night, Sunday through Thursday. But as you can see here, the cheapest room is gonna still cost you $272 a night. Still has that resort fee, and yeah, so it's really not all that cheap. If you don't mind staying off strip or downtown, Boyd Properties has some pretty good deals. This is one of those dining packages, so basically you pay an all-in rate and you get a certain dollar amount for food and beverage credit. The interesting thing though, it does include weekends on some weekends, so just depending on where you're staying, more weekends are available in some places. So the Orleans showed a lot of availability on the weekends. So if I go in here and look at the dates, I'm seeing the dates, in September, October, and look, even the F1 dates are available. So if I wanted to stay over F1 weekend, I can pay $200 for the 2 nights. That includes your taxes, your resort fees, and I get $100 in dining credit. So let's just go through and we're gonna make sure that it actually adds up to $200. So if I go to check out, I'm gonna see my total comes out to exactly $200. That's pretty good. Downtown, the Circa, the D, and Golden Gate have offers that are all in. You get food and beverage credit. So the one I wanted to look at is the D. So for $200, you get a 2-night stay, and you get a $100 credit to Andiamo Steakhouse and access to Stadium Swim. So this is just the weekdays, Sunday through Thursday. So if I go and look at the dates here, pull it up, and then go in and just select the most basic room, I think the interesting thing is that it actually doesn't even come out to be $200. When I go to the total, it doesn't equal $200. It only equals the $177.41. So I don't know why, but I'll take it. Aside from the hotel deals, you'll also find some other deals here on the website, but I feel like these are not exclusive to this sale. Like, I've seen these elsewhere. So there's a coupon book for Miracle Mile shops, but at Blondie's from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday, $20 all you can drink for those 3 hours. It's crazy. Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, you can get a buy one get one drink. At Flights, 3 drinks for $15. Free sandwich at Earl of Sandwich if you buy one. So I feel like if you've booked your hotel, maybe using one of those deals, maybe not, it's worth it to go ahead and check out to see if there are any events or shows that you want to go to, and see if you can get a deal here. Caesars Properties is offering a deal at Harrah's, Flamingo, or The Link, and basically you pay $300 to stay 2 nights midweek, so that's Sunday through Thursday, and that $300 covers your resort fees, it covers taxes, and you get a $200 food and beverage credit that you can use at all the Caesars properties. Now, I would say if you were going to look into that option, really do the math for yourself, because I saw nights as low as $18 on their website. So if I take that $18, add in the resort fees, and then add in the taxes, it's about $150 for your room. Now, you do get $200 of food and beverage credit with Caesars if you book that offer. So it's like you're paying an extra $150, but then you get $200 of food and beverage credit. So you're kind of like saving $50. But then you're confined to eating at Caesars properties with that $200. So you got to just do the math and see what works best for you. You might just want to pay the $150 to stay the 2 nights, and then you can eat anywhere you want, eat as cheaply as you want. You're not confined to eating at Caesars properties. But if it's a more expensive time that you're coming and those rooms aren't $18, you might actually get a good deal by booking that $300 offer. Caesars Properties is trying to bring the locals back onto the Strip. Until October 31st, they are offering locals free parking and 25% off of food and beverage at certain locations on Caesars Properties. So I think that's a good thing to try to get them back onto the Strip and help boost the economy. I feel as you're walking around town, you're starting to see a lot more signs for different deals on food and beverage. So over at the Caesars properties, we were in front of the Link Promenade, we saw a sign for $5 domestic beer at these bars. And then over at the station casinos, you can get $3 beers and $3 shots at certain bars. And over at Horseshoe, all you can eat brunch at Guy Fieri's place for just 20 bucks weekdays. Even without any of the sales, we feel that Fremont Street in downtown Las Vegas is where you're going to find cheaper options for food and beverage. And if you have the Las Vegas Advisor coupon book, they have a lot of coupons for like free drinks, buy one get one meals. It's very good value. If you don't have the coupon book, we do have a link in the description. Now, just recently announced at the Golden Gate, they are now offering from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. nightly at the Prohibition Bar free drinks. That's right, it's an open bar from 6 to 7 p.m. every single night. You got to start your night at the Golden Gate. If you're a gambler and you already get comped or discounted rooms, this 5-day sale is really doing nothing for you. But if you've never been to Vegas before or don't frequent often, you don't have any discounts, there are some good deals available. I especially like the one with the Boyd properties that you can stay on the weekends if you don't mind staying off strip or downtown. But I think what a lot of people are looking for now are the food and beverage discounts. Food is just too expensive. They want to be able to come here and eat cheap and drink cheap. And that's what the value was in Vegas. Everything was pretty cheap. But as you saw on some of the signs that we're starting to see around town, we're probably going to see more and more of these food and beverage discounts coming along, especially if the tourism numbers continue to decline. I'm curious to hear what you think about this fabulous 5-day sale. If you haven't been to Vegas in a while, would this bring you back? Are these discounts enough to bring you back? Let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.